to a look like famed NBA trainer Chris Brickley has broken his silence about Caitlin Clark.
Everyone thinks they know Taylor Swift, but the truth behind her empire and the battles she fought for control is far more complex than any tabloid headline suggests. There's something about her relentless pursuit of artistic freedom and the shocking sacrifices made along the way that nobody talks about. What I'm about to reveal could change everything you thought you knew about her journey, exposing the true cost of her independence, the hidden war for her music, and the strategic genius behind her global dominance, all while navigating relentless public scrutiny. To truly understand how she reshaped an entire industry, we have to go back to where it all began, long before the stadium screamed her name.
Some teams are like, no,
they've got
you need to be with me a year for the first 3 years. This is happening with me and Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin Clark finished her rookie season. We've been talking for a few years, and
you worked with Caitlin Clark?
So we were going to work last summer, but I was gonna have to go to Indianapolis, and I respected when you're young on your team,
Long before stadiums screamed her name, Taylor Swift was a teenage force of nature in Nashville, driven by an ambition that even industry veterans underestimated. From her early move to the Music City, she quickly secured a deal with Big Machine Records, rapidly rising to fame with albums like Fearless, showcasing her unique songwriting ability and an uncanny connection with fans that felt deeply personal. This period was marked by the intense pressure of being a young star, sacrificing a normal childhood for relentless touring and writing, and the early signs of her profound business acumen. Beneath the innocent facade, there was a dawning realization of the industry's harsh realities, setting the stage for future battles. This early success, however, would soon clash with the binding contracts that held her artistic future hostage, laying the groundwork for her greatest fight. But the seeds of her greatest battle, a fight for her very identity, were sown in those very first contracts.
Hoping that she'll come to New York and we'll get some work, and she's the reason why the WNBA has become so big. I would love to work with her.
Yeah.
She's an amazing talent. She's changed the game.
She has absolutely changed.
Yeah.
Women's sports.
For sure.
Just
and I love
generally
competitiveness too.
Oh man, I know. She's that's the other piece too, that it's okay for women to be competitive.
While her star ascended, a deeper, more insidious drama was unfolding behind the scenes. The standard industry contracts that would ultimately define her fight for artistic ownership. Her original deal with Big Machine Records, typical for young artists, meant the label owned the master recordings of her first 6 albums. This arrangement, common across the music industry, highlighted a significant power imbalance, as artists often lacked the leverage or foresight to demand ownership early in their careers. Taylor's growing awareness of what she had signed away, the feeling of vulnerability and impending loss of control over her most personal creations, became a silent burden. The public saw a pop princess, a charismatic performer, but beneath the glitter, a warrior was being forged, one who would soon face her greatest public challenge. And this struggle for control was only exacerbated by relentless public scrutiny, pushing her to the brink.
Trainer Chris Brickley. Brickley has trained worked with at least some of the most famous names in the game. LeBron James, Kevin Durant. I mean, there is a list that goes on and on. He's sort of a celebrity trainer, if you will, in a sense, but you don't get to that status if you don't have the credibility.
As her career blossomed into global superstardom, Taylor found herself in the crosshairs of relentless public scrutiny, facing an infamous feud that would dramatically reshape her public image. The prolonged aftermath of the VMAs incident with Kanye West, followed by the famous lyric controversy and the ensuing snake narrative, dominated headlines for years. Kim Kardashian's involvement amplified the public shaming, leading to a period where Taylor felt publicly canceled. This immense pressure and the toll on her mental health forced a strategic retreat, culminating in the Defiant Reputation era. This period of intense public pressure would not only inform her strategic comeback, but also unknowingly set the stage for a far greater betrayal, one that would redefine her entire career. But the biggest threat to her legacy wasn't public opinion or a celebrity feud, it was the quiet sale of her entire life's work.
This is what I like to hear. This is what I like to hear. I'm all in. I'm all in on this move. I've been saying I want to see Caitlin Clark train with some new higher level elite training. I want her to get the hell away from Indiana as far as training. I don't want her practicing with Stephanie White. I don't want her working with the Indiana Fever training staff, even though they're getting a new senior advisor and all that. I don't want none of that. I think there's a few things that Kayla, if she add these few things to her bag, she's definitely unstoppable. Chris Brickley, legendary NBA trainer, working with the likes of Carmelo Anthony. When y'all saw Carmelo Anthony lose all that weight and get in shape, Hoodie Melo, he worked with Carmelo Anthony, Jimmy Butler, Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, LeBron James, the best.
Then came the bombshell that sent shockwaves through the music industry and ignited one of the most public and bitter battles for artistic ownership in modern history. In 2019, Scooter Braun's Ithaca Holdings acquired Big Machine Records, and by extension, Taylor Swift's master recordings for her first 6 albums. Taylor publicly condemned the move as a betrayal, citing her contentious history with Braun and alleging she was not given a fair opportunity to purchase her masters herself. This wasn't merely a business transaction, it was a profound feeling of betrayal, seeing her life's work and artistic identity fall into the hands of someone she considered an adversary. This acquisition was a declaration of war, but Taylor Swift had a secret weapon, one that would redefine artist rights forever and reshape the power dynamics of the industry. What happened next was an act of audacious defiance, a masterstroke that left the entire music industry reeling. Faced with what seemed like an insurmountable defeat, Taylor Swift unveiled a plan so audacious, so unprecedented, it left the entire music industry reeling and critics stunned. She announced her decision to re-record her first 6 albums as Taylor's version, leveraging a loophole in her original contract that allowed her to do so after a certain period. This was a legal precedent, a logistical nightmare of re-recording years of music, and a meticulously strategic rollout designed to engage her fervent fan base. The sheer determination and resilience demonstrated in this powerful act of reclaiming her narrative and legacy were inspiring, not just for her fans, but for countless other artists. This move wasn't just about her, it was a beacon for every artist struggling for control, transforming a complex legal battle into a communal triumph that reverberated globally. Yet, the path to reclaiming her music was fraught with unexpected challenges, each Taylor's version a carefully constructed puzzle for her loyal followers. The re-recording process was not merely a legal maneuver, it became a masterclass in engaging a global fan base, turning a complex business dispute into a shared cultural phenomenon. Each Taylor's version was met with fervent anticipation, accompanied by the release of bonus tracks from the vault, revealing previously unreleased songs and deeper insights into her creative process. She strategically employed Easter eggs and hidden clues in her announcements and music videos to build anticipation, turning the rollout into a treasure hunt for her dedicated Swifties. The symbolic significance of red scarves and other callbacks to her past created a powerful sense of nostalgia and shared triumph. This joyous dedication from her fan base, this feeling of shared victory, solidified her unique bond with her audience. This unprecedented fan engagement would soon translate into unparalleled economic power, solidifying her status beyond just a musician, but the true financial might of her empire, and her journey to becoming a self-made billionaire was only just beginning to reveal itself. Beyond the music, Taylor Swift quietly cemented her status as an economic powerhouse, a self-made billionaire whose influence extends far beyond pop culture. Her journey to this elite financial status was primarily driven by her re-recorded music, record-breaking touring, and strategic merchandise sales, all meticulously managed. The breakdown of her wealth highlights a unique business model she's cultivated, characterized by direct engagement with her fan base and a keen understanding of marketing. This achievement wasn't just personal, it was a vindication of her business acumen, shattering stereotypes of female artists as mere performers, and inspiring entrepreneurial spirit across various industries. This financial independence provided the fuel for her next, even more ambitious endeavor, a live spectacle that would redefine an entire industry and set new benchmarks for global entertainment. And it was this immense power that set the stage for a tour that would become a global phenomenon, unlike anything seen before. No one could have predicted the sheer scale and cultural impact of the Eras Tour, a spectacle that transcended mere concerts to become a global economic and social event. Conceived as a journey through her distinct musical eras, the tour was met with unprecedented demand, quickly shattering revenue projections and setting new benchmarks for live performance. The incredible production value, the immersive stage design, the marathon 3-hour 44-song setlist spanning her entire career, and the unique fan rituals like trading fleeting friendship bracelets all contributed to its legendary status, the collective experience of millions of fans worldwide, the overwhelming joy and sense of community, and its significant boost to local economies in every city it touched were undeniable. But this triumphant return to live performance was not without its own significant controversies, particularly for those trying to secure a coveted ticket. The euphoria of the tour was quickly overshadowed by a ticketing scandal that exposed the dark underbelly of the live music industry. The initial excitement for the Eras Tour was quickly marred by a catastrophic ticketing fiasco that left millions of fans heartbroken and exposed the monopolistic practices of a giant. The Ticketmaster presale meltdown was characterized by overwhelming demand, the prevalence of bots snapping up tickets, dynamic pricing that drove costs exorbitantly high, and a perceived lack of adequate inventory. This chaos led to widespread public and fan outrage, culminating in congressional hearings and Taylor's rare public statement expressing her disappointment and frustration with the system. The incident highlighted the widespread disappointment and anger of fans, who felt exploited by an unchecked industry behemoth, fueling a broader conversation about consumer protection. This incident highlighted her unique position to challenge entrenched industry power, but also brought new scrutiny to her own choices as a public figure. Yet, even as legal battles brewed, another aspect of her life began to dominate headlines, creating an unexpected cultural phenomenon. Just when the world thought they had a handle on her narrative, Taylor Swift's personal life ignited a new media firestorm, creating an unexpected cultural phenomenon that transcended music. Her highly publicized relationship with NFL star Travis Kelce became a sensation, drawing unprecedented media attention from both entertainment and sports outlets. The Taylor Swift effect on the NFL was undeniable, with measurable impacts on viewership, merchandise sales, and even the league's demographic reach. This crossover appeal generated constant speculation and intense public fascination surrounding their every public appearance, blurring the lines between personal life and public persona. The relationship, however public, also drew renewed criticism about her environmental footprint, sparking a whole new debate about celebrity responsibility and the perceived ethical dilemmas of global stardom. But the scrutiny of her personal choices extended even further, igniting a debate about the true cost of her global stardom. As her global presence expanded, so too did the intense scrutiny of her lifestyle, particularly the carbon footprint of her private jet usage, sparking intense public and ethical debate. Reports surfaced about her private jet emissions, frequently ranking her as a top celebrity polluter, which generated significant public backlash. Environmental activists and online trackers meticulously documented celebrity jet movements, leading to a heated discussion about accountability. While her team offered defenses, the perceived hypocrisy given her immense platform and influence created tension between her public image and growing environmental concerns. This controversy highlighted the complex ethical dilemmas faced by figures of her immense scale, forcing a re-evaluation of celebrity influence and the responsibilities that come with it. Her journey is far from over, and its lessons resonate deeply throughout the industry, proving that she didn't just change the game, she rewrote the playbook entirely. More than just a pop star, Taylor Swift has become an unlikely activist, her career serving as a powerful blueprint for artist empowerment in a notoriously exploitative industry. Her re-recording saga and her public stance have not only inspired countless other artists, but have also undeniably reshaped contract negotiations across the music business. The shift in power dynamics, the increased awareness among new artists regarding their rights, and the ripple effect of her actions across various creative fields are a testament to her profound impact. This feeling of collective progress, the legacy she's building beyond her music, and her enduring influence on cultural discourse are undeniable, cementing her status as a true industry pioneer. Her story is still being written, and each chapter only adds to its intricate tapestry, challenging us to consider the true nature of power and influence in the modern era. This brings us back to the core question: how did one woman manage to shift the tectonic plates of an entire industry and leave such a lasting mark? Remember how we started exploring the idea that everyone thinks they know Taylor Swift? The truth, as we've uncovered, is far more intricate, a tapestry woven with audacious ambition, strategic genius, and a relentless will to control her own narrative. We've seen her rise from a Nashville prodigy, navigate the treacherous waters of industry contracts, endure public humiliation, and ultimately reclaim her entire musical legacy through an unprecedented re-recording campaign. Her journey from the Scooter Braun betrayal to the Eras Tour phenomenon, and even the Kelsey effect, showcases a woman who not only survived but thrived by fundamentally changing the rules of engagement. She transformed every challenge into an opportunity, every setback into a strategic advantage, proving that true power isn't just about fame, but about ownership and unwavering self-belief. Taylor Swift didn't just change the game, she rewrote the playbook entirely, demonstrating what happens when an artist refuses to be silenced or controlled. Her story forces us to ask, what other hidden battles are being fought behind the scenes? And how many more artists will follow her lead to reclaim their own voices? What do you think about Taylor Swift's impact on the music industry and artist rights? Let me know in the comments below.